Now we're on Samach Tes Omid Beis, and we're talking about different cavities of the head and remedies. Let it drip over 3 cabbage stalks into a vessel, then stir it with a twig of marmachin tree and cook it together with the twig. When the marmachin twig has been cooked, one could be sure the entire mixture is cooked, and then he should drink this potion. The lab, if that doesn't work, then bring excrement of a white dog, knead it with balsam, and eat it. Dog excrement was considered a worthwhile remedy by European doctors as recently as in the 19th century. The comedy Efshar, one second. And if at all possible, one should not eat excrement because it unsettles the limbs. One should employ the other remedies or attempt to live with his ailment. Legira, what's gira? He says gira is an arrow. It's an illness known in Old French as a piercing pain. It seems likely that this is pericarditis, an inflammation in the membranous bag surrounding the heart causes sharp, piercing pain. Bring an arrow of Lilith, a wedge-shaped meteoric stone that sometimes falls during hailstorms. Turn it upside down, pour water over it, and drink the water. I'll drink to that. If that doesn't work, then bring some water from which a dog drank at night and drink it. But one should be aware of water that has been left uncovered in an area where there are snakes. Liglilia, drinking water that is left uncovered, is drink an anpak of undiluted wine. Lemursa, for an abscess, an anpak of wine mixed with red aloe. Lepircha de liba, a faint heart. Lysi, he should bring 3 loaves of barley bread, soak them in kamcha, that is less than 40 days old. And that's a sauce made of breadcrumbs, whey, and spices. V'nechel, eat it, and afterwards drink watered down wine. Amalei Rav Acha midifti Ravina, v'kolshkein de parach libe. He says if somebody does this, he will certainly faint away. And Ravina replied, Amalei ano liyukra de liba amri. I say that this is the remedy for heaviness of the heart, not for a faint heart. The pircha de liba, for a faint heart, the following remedy is effective. Bring 3 loaves of wheat bread, soak them in honey, eat them, and afterwards drink full-strength wine. For a different heart ailment, litzircha de liba, kind of a heart pain, bring 3 egg volumes of mint, an egg volume of cumin, and an egg volume of sesame, and eat them. Likav mei, for intestinal pain. Bring 300 kernels of long peppers, and every day for 3 days drink 100 of them in wine. And here's the story. Ravin the minachash of Narash, Ovid Leilabarte, the Rab Ashi, she prepared for Rab Ashi's daughter who had been suffering from intestinal pains, Mea v'chamshin Yahani Didan, 150 of our peppercorns, the atase, and she was cured by them. L'shetirza, l'chirza, which is intestinal worm, an anpak of wine with a laurel leaf. L'tirza chiyuvra, for white intestinal worm, bring a seed of the rocket plant, wrap it in cotton cloth, soak it in water, and drink the water. But one should be aware of swallowing the kernel, because if one is not careful, the kernel may puncture his intestines. Lemesa, to regulate his bowels, sisin retiva b'mayim, fresh pennyroyal soaked in water. To open the bowels, dried pennyroyal soaked in water, a sign that facilitates memorizing which type of pennyroyal is to be used for which condition, is fresh itza that dams a river, a type of vegetation. Just as fresh itza is used to dam rivers, so too fresh pennyroyal is the remedy for diarrhea. L'tachala, for a bloated spleen, bring 7 water leashes, dry them out in the shade, and every day for 3 days drink 2 or 3 of them in wine. Ilav, if that doesn't work, bring the spleen of a she-goat that has no offspring, press it on the inside of an oven, stand near the oven and recite, just as this spleen dries up, so too should the spleen of so-and-so, son of a woman, so-and-so, dry up. If that doesn't work, or for example, he has no oven, then he should press the spleen of the barren she-goat into a crack between the bricks of a new house, and he should recite that same formula. Another possible remedy, Lav, is livke shivcha. The patient should apprise himself or of someone who had died on Shabbos. Take the hand of the corpse, place it on his own spleen, v'nema, and he should declare, just as this hand dries up, so too the spleen of so-and-so, son of the woman, so-and-so should dry up. Now, my impression is that this might come under the halacha of pikuach nefesh. Because generally speaking, we don't have benefit from a dead body, from a corpse. The ilo, naise binise, another possible remedy would be that the patient should bring a fish roasted in a blacksmith's coals, eat it dipped with blacksmith's water, and afterwards drink from the blacksmith's water. Now the Gemara tells a story. There was a certain she-goat that used to drink a blacksmith's water, and when the goat was slaughtered, no spleen was found in it. And yet it's permitted to eat such an animal. Now the lav, again we're back to the bloated spleen, then let the patient open a barrel of fine wine for his personal use. Amalei Rav Acha Brei Rav Ashi, he objected to eat Islay Chavita de Chamre, one who has his own barrel, a plentiful supply of wine, does not need to come before the master to seek a remedy for a bloated spleen. He'll never suffer from a bloated spleen. Ella, but rather, one who cannot afford fine wines, Meragal b'pas shachris, he should accustom himself to eating morning bread. The mali lechlue gufe, it's beneficial for the entire body. Lerushasa, hemorrhoids. Lese akika ve'ivlala, bring akea and alloy. Quicksilver litharge, a phylon locket, and dove excrement. Wrap them in rags of flax cloth during the summer and cotton during the winter, and place them in the affected region. If that doesn't work, let the patient drink watered down beer. Now the pelvic region. Lishigrona, shigrona, he says in the note, is a disease of the haunches and the hips. Some suggest it's gout. Others say it's sciatica. Bring a pot of brine of small fish, roll it 60 times on his hip and 60 times on his other hip. Litzmirta, for a stone in the urinary tract. Bring 3 drops of tar oil, 3 drops of leek extract, 3 drops of clear wine, V'lishte le leish ba'ama uleisha bosamok. Inserted into his male member and for a woman into that place. So this is for stones in the urinary tract. Below, if that doesn't work, Lese una de zika, bring an ear of a flask. For a man, hang it from his male member, uleisha badadin, for a woman from her breasts. Below, if that doesn't work, bring a red thread that was spun by a woman of ill repute, who is the daughter of a woman of ill repute. For a man, hang it on his male member, and for a woman from her breasts. If not, bring a louse from the bodies of a man and a woman. For a man, hang them from his male member, uleisha, and for a woman at that place. And when the patient urinates, let him urinate on dry thorns in a doorway, and let him be alert for the stone that comes out of his body, because the stone is a good antidote for all types of fever. Some of the different types of fever are listed below. The stones are crushed, and their dust is dissolved in water and drunk as an antidote to fever. Litzimra bara. For external fever, bring 3 sa'ah measures of date pits, 3 sa'ah measures of eder leaves. The eder is mentioned in the Gemara Bates as an extremely valuable tree. And boil each one separately and then sit between them. Then put these items into 2 basins, bring a table, place it over the basins, and sit upon the table above the basins. Then get up from the above basin and sit down above the other basin. After a while, get up from above that basin and sit above the first basin, and so forth and so on, until the vapor from the basins enters the body. Then wash with those waters and drink from them. And when one drinks, let him drink only from the water of the eder leaves. One should not drink from the water of the date pits, because they can cause sterility. Now, another type of fever is called internal fever. Bring 7 fistfuls of beets from 7 different beet beds, boil them with their earth, eat them, and then drink a mixture of eder leaves in beer, or grapes of vine drawn over a palm tree with wood. And then we go on to other diseases and maladies in Yosef tomorrow on Daf Ayin. Wishing you a great day. Thank you so much.